Hey everyone, my name's Don, welcome back to the channel. Today, for me at least, this is a very special video because I've got a couple of different elements that I'm really excited about. So let's go and find out what they are. So that's it. Today is a really exciting video for me because I can finally celebrate hitting 1,000 subscribers to the channel. Every time that I think about this, I am still kind of pinching myself because when I started this channel, I had no realistic aim of it doing so well, and I thought 500 subscribers would probably be at the upper limit of what I would be able to shoot for. So I'm absolutely thrilled that people enjoy watching my videos, they like listening to what I've got to say, and every time I see that number, it just really amazes me. I am so full of love for the entire community, but especially for each and every one of you who subscribes, who likes, who comments, and of course, overall, the people who watch my videos. It really does mean such a massive amount to me. Now, there's a typical couple of ways that people tend to celebrate such a milestone with Q&A videos or an assumptions about me video or something along those lines, but I've actually done a combined Q&A and assumptions video not that long ago when I hit 500 subscribers, because the growth of the channel has been so incredible lately that it's not actually that long ago that I passed that smaller milestone as well. So I'm not going to do that today. What I wanted to do instead was to launch a new series that I've been planning for a little while, where I can showcase to you indie self-published fantasy authors and the books that they have given us. So I've taken a bit of outside assistance for this because I can't talk about all of the books that I haven't actually read myself. So I thought the better thing for me to do was to take a leaf out of the book of the Brothers Gwyn, and I would invite the authors themselves to come along and talk about their books. Whether it's to showcase a single book or a series, whether it's an upcoming release or it's a book that's already been out for a while, I thought it would be great for the authors themselves to talk about their books with all of the passion that they have for the worlds that they've created. So my aim here is to have 4 or 5 authors a month come along and talk about their book or books, and to give them the opportunity that they sometimes don't always have, which is to pitch their work to a wider audience. So hopefully you'll enjoy these authors talking about their own works, and you'll pick up 1 or 2 titles that sound really good to you, and you can go and look at them in greater detail, and hopefully therefore it's going to be of benefit to the authors as well as obviously benefiting me and the channel. Before I get into that though, there were 2 other parts of the video. So one obviously was to celebrate the subscriber milestone that I've recently passed, and as well as obviously the people that have actually subscribed to the channel and helped me to pass that number, there's been some additional assistance that I've had as well in the form of general support and encouragement, and of course shout outs, which have helped to direct people to the channel and in turn helped it to grow. So first of all on the list of people for me to thank is Megan from Megan's Reading Revelations, who really gave me the kind of final push to set up the channel in the first place, and along with Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Read, she was the real kind of driving force in getting this channel up and running in the first place. So thank you very much to Megan and also to Andrew. Then there were some early shout outs that I had on the channel as well, from Mark over at Slowly Read, from Johanna, and from Ellen from the Library of Alexandria. And finally, of course, the godfather of Fantasy Booktube, who really gave the final push and sent so many of you lovely people over to me to check out and subscribe to my channel, was Petrick from Petrick Leo. So thank you so much to all of you fantastic people for believing in me and for seeing something in me that you wanted to share with your audience as well. So I feel like shout outs from other channels can be really useful in helping a channel to grow. I've obviously experienced that a couple of times in the life of my channel so far, and I really appreciate it every time that somebody does mention me and my channel in one of their own videos. I do intend to do a shout out video of my own, but it won't be in this video today. I want to spend a little bit more time actually focusing on the individual channels and showing you and telling you a little bit about them and who they are and what they do, so that you can make up your own mind whether it's a channel that you want to go over to yourself, take a look at, and hopefully subscribe to. So keep your eye out for that in the next week or 2. But today, rather than other booktubers, what I wanted to focus on was the actual authors, because those of course are the driving influence behind me and the channel, because if it wasn't for them I wouldn't have anything to sit here and talk about. I do also have 2 giveaways to look out for in this video as well, so keep your eyes peeled for those. But before we get to them, I will introduce you to the first 5 indie or self-published fantasy authors who are going to showcase their works in what will hopefully become an ongoing series of videos. So today you'll hear from MacRae, from Alex Robbins, from Ginevra Mancinelli, and from Jim Wilbourne. But first of all, with a new title coming out on the 1st of March, I'll introduce you to Thiago Abdalla.
Hi, I'm Thiago Abdalla, author of A Touch of Light. This is my debut fantasy novel. It's the first book in the Ashes of Averin series, and it'll be out March 1st, so only a couple of weeks from now. The general vibe I was going for here was to mix elements from games like Diablo, Warcraft, and Hellblade with detailed world building like you can find in The Name of the Wind, and all told in a dark, gritty tone like you can find in books from Mark Lawrence or Joe Abercrombie. So if you like any of those names, this will probably be for you. The story follows a split continent where one culture has basically declared war and death, and if you die, you can't be remembered, and your family needs to forget you. You're considered unworthy. Meanwhile, there are clans to the south where the belief is that you need death to keep the world whole. So you can see how those two factions probably won't get along. There are 3 point of view characters, each with their own distinct struggles and emotions to deal with. And I really hope you check this out. I'm really excited for this book. It just got an editor's pick from Book Life Reviews, and I'm really excited about this. And finally, of course, I just want to say congratulations to Dom for 1,000 subs. Really happy for you, and I really hope to see your channel keep growing. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm an indie fantasy author and I write under the name MacRae. I'm here to talk to you about The Iron Crown. Thank you again, Dom, for the opportunity to come and talk about this book on your channel. So The Iron Crown is the first book in my Dragon Spirits trilogy. It's an epic fantasy full of dragons, curses and adventure, and it's an SPFPO finalist. It's set in the magic-drenched world of Tassar, which has given rise to powerful dragon spirits. The Queen rules with an iron fist, quite literally. Blessed by the spirit of iron, her empire encompasses most of the continent, and having driven away or defeated any who might challenge her, including the Mere, spirits of death and decay, who have been long at war with people, she has created peace. When a young man wakes up in the middle of a forest with no memory of anything save his first name, the weight of deciding how his finite time is spent is what drives him to piece together his past. Fen joins up with Calidra, a woman with deep-rooted trust and abandonment issues, and Giselle, Calidra's light-hearted and ever-positive partner who struggles with her own curse. So they're seemingly simple interests, so Fen rediscovering his past, Calidra trying to rebuild bridges burned by her estranged mother, though many of those feelings are still burning quite fiercely, and Giselle attempting to reverse her own curse, soon kind of careens into a greater world-shattering revelation or two. Other lost souls are turning up, hunted by the Queen's Inquisitors. And after learning that he has the touch of the Mere upon him, Fen wonders if he's part of the rumoured Mereish resurgence, someone his newfound companions are right not to trust, or if he is vulnerable and innocent, simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. As you'd expect in epic fantasy, there's a varied cast of characters, including a lovable rogue, a grizzled veteran, and a most unholy priestess. There are weapons imbued with magic, enchanted forests, misfits who have power for the first time. There's found family, there's jaded warriors, badass women, ancient enemies, encroaching darkness, and mages. People are always trying to do what's right, even though what's right might not always be clear. Plus there's dragons and griffins, and each have their own personalities and motivations. So if you enjoy any of the above, I'm sure you will enjoy The Iron Crown. It's the first book of a trilogy, with book 2 coming out later in 2022. Thank you so much again, Dom, for the opportunity. Best wishes and happy reading.
Oh, hi. Sorry, didn't see that. I was in the midst of a very intense writing session, fingers flying across the keys. I'm Alex Rollins. I'm the author of the War of the 12 series, with 3 books out so far, and the 4th and final book, The Obsidian Eyes of Cleef, to be released in June. You can pre-order it now. The War of the 12 series is a gritty, action-packed, very fast-paced epic fantasy inspired by authors I loved to read growing up, such as David Gemmell or Michael Moorcock, or more recently Anthony Ryan, Glenn Cook, or John Gwynne. And it's set in a world where roughly 400 years ago, scattered human tribes were embroiled in a war against underground creatures known as the Greylings, only to be pulled back from the brink of extinction by these 12 great deities known as the 12. The 12 then proceeded to disappear without a trace, and the reason for their arrival, why they chose to help the humans, and how they disappeared is one of the ongoing mysteries explored throughout the series. So The Broken Heart of Aurelium, the first book in the series, focuses on 2 characters. So the first character we have is Mered Reed. So he's a watchman on this great wall surrounding an enormous crater in the earth known as the Pit. And he was sort of roped into this when he was a wide-eyed teenager, and he's now been doing it for 20 years. And he's very despondent and disillusioned, and he's searching for some way to escape this monotonous life. Of course, that is all going to change within the first few pages of the book. And the second character we follow is Julia del Aurelium, who is the sole heir to the barony of Aurelium, and she's being prepped by her father to take on this role. But she's also very reclusive. She lives in a sort of gilded cage, really. She has a lot of luxury, but not very much social interaction. So as you can see from the cover, things are not going to go well for either of our characters. There's lots of gory battles, violence, sieges, knights, warriors, spearmen, nasty monsters that crawl up out of the deep. But what's also very interesting, what I like about this book, is that we see how these flawed, reluctant characters react to these extraordinary situations. So if you're looking for a short, fast-paced, action-packed read, you can find all these books on Amazon and through Kindle Unlimited, which is a great way to give them a try and see if they're for you. So thank you very much, and thank you to Dom for putting all this together. I'll see you soon.
A Realm of Stones and Whispers is the first book in my epic fantasy series for adults, A Hallow of Talons and Tears. Think of it as if George R. R. Martin and Joe Abercrombie had a kid, but they left it to be babysat by Brandon Sanderson. So far, my readers have compared the series a lot to A Song of Ice and Fire, probably because of the intense politics you will find in A Realm of Stones and Whispers, although I don't have dragons and ice zombies, but I do have other interesting stuff. I have Strixes, I have Fays, and no, they are not made of steel and they are not wrapped in velvet. A Realm of Stones and Whispers takes place on the Silver Continent, or the Silver Lands, which is one of the main regions that I will feature in the series. Prior to being the Silver Lands, they were the Silver Kingdom, but the last king was forced to leave for his own safety when a plague almost consumed the entire continent. And so he put an institution in place to govern in his stead, which is the Regency. The legends and the myths you will find in A Hallow of Talons and Tears are profoundly inspired by French, Italian, Southeastern Asian, and North African cultures. So this is a universe that naturally keeps expanding as the story goes on, but in A Realm of Stones and Whispers, you will mainly follow Tekla Lionhelm. She is the youngest daughter of the Southern Lord. Although she's very young, she's already being presented with a lot of options. Her father wants her to join the Regency, her mother wants to marry her off without even asking for her consent. But Tekla is a girl who is extremely curious, especially when it comes to the supernatural or the magic, which nobody wants to talk about, because magic is essentially shrouded in other beliefs and in religion. But things start changing for her when she accidentally kills a man in a not natural way. A Realm of Stones and Whispers is a book told from many points of view, so you have a lot of other characters who may or may not cross Tekla's path immediately. For example, you have Yashka, who is one of the male protagonists / villains, and he has pretty much the same quest and the same questions as Tekla, but he goes about it in a more violent and brutal and destructive way. A Realm of Stones and Whispers is a pretty long book. I won't lie to you, it's about 40 chapters. If you prefer reading its prequel first, The Empress of Beasts and Mist, you are welcome to do so as well, although it's absolutely not mandatory. You can read those books separately and at any time you want, in any order you want. With every book of mine, I strongly advise you to read the trigger warnings before even proceeding, because there are very dark themes featured in this series, and my goal is not to upset anybody. Thank you, Dom, for having me on your YouTube channel, and congrats to you again for reaching 1,000 followers. You totally deserve them.
Look, I know why you're here. You want me to try to sell you my book, The Seventh Cadence. But that's not how it works. You see, I've outlined a rigorous interview process to select the best readers for my book. This book has a lot of adventure, so we're gonna need somebody who loves epic tales like The Lord of the Rings or The Wheel of Time. Is that you? Oh, interesting. So this book has a lot of grand world building and fun magic systems, kind of like the Deathgate cycle or the Stormlight Archive. Is that you? Yes. You've got some serious potential, kid. But there's just one more thing. Just one more. Most importantly, I'm looking for people who will journey into the unknown and dig up the most beautiful and wonderful indie books around, like the Underrealm series and Dragon Mage. Is that you? I like you, kid. You've got spirit, you've got moxie, you've got vigor. Congratulations. I know this is the book for you.
So thank you very much to all of the authors who've participated in this video. It means a massive amount to me that you all said yes when I invited you to submit a video to this channel, and I hope that you as the viewer have really enjoyed this and found a book or two or maybe 5 that you want to check out for yourself in the future. For any other indie fantasy authors who are out there, if you want to take part in a future indie showcase on the channel, please do contact me via direct message on Twitter, on Instagram or on Discord, or as a last resort you can always email me. My address is in the About Me section on the channel here, and we can talk about the specifics and see if we can get you involved as well. Now, I did say that there would be a giveaway as well. So the book that I'm reading at the moment is actually the first one that you heard about in today's indie showcase. I'm reading A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdalla, and I'm lucky enough to have on its way to me a paperback copy of this book. So if you'd like to read this yourself, as he says in the video, it's coming out on March the 1st, but you can win a copy here on the channel. Just drop a comment down below this video and leave an emoji of a light bulb or some other light source to tell me that you want to enter the giveaway to win a copy of A Touch of Light. Now, I'd also planned another giveaway before I found out about this copy of A Touch of Light that was coming over to me, so you lucky people get 2 opportunities to win something to go towards your bookshelf. So the other thing that I'm giving away is a £20 voucher for Black Dragon Books. This is a relatively new bookstore here in the UK, specialising in SFF titles, and I really like what this bookstore is doing, so I really want to help to support them as well. So I will give away a £20 voucher. Now, because of the way things are, it is a bit difficult doing this internationally because of shipping rates. It does cost as much as, and sometimes more than, the actual books themselves. So shipping from the UK, especially at the moment, is not great, which of course we can't do anything about. So if you're not in the UK yourself, there are still some options, because I don't like to restrict this giveaway and say that you can only enter if you are based in the UK. So if you're not in the UK, I know the Broken Binding do ship abroad as well, and if you're chosen as the winner and you would like a £20 Broken Binding voucher instead, I can supply that. Or alternatively, I'll buy something off your wish list from Book Depository or Amazon who ship to your country, where you can spend the voucher money on books themselves rather than having to spend it on the shipping. So if you'd like to enter the second giveaway and win this £20 voucher, again drop a comment down below and this time tell me which indie fantasy title you're really looking forward to reading. It can be one of those that was mentioned in the video today or something that we've not talked about at all. Remember, part of this is for me to also get recommendations so I can continue my own fantastic journey through the vast array of self-published fantasy titles that are out there today. Okay, so that's everything for today anyway. I hope you really enjoyed the Indie Showcase. I hope you're looking forward to next month. I don't know which authors are going to be involved in the next showcase because I didn't want to go out and invite people to take part until I'd actually launched this video so they'd have something to look at as a reference point and to see what it's about. So we'll find out who's going to be involved when the time comes next month. But as always, leave some comments down below, not only to enter the 2 giveaways, but just let me know what you thought of this Indie Showcase. Is it a good idea? Did you like it? Are there any suggestions for improvement perhaps that you may have? Other than that, do the usual like and subscribe and stuff. Check out all the links below. I will have links in the description box to all of the booktubers that I mentioned at the top of the video who've really helped me along my journey. For all of the authors who took part in today's showcase, I will also leave a Goodreads link to their books. I like to use Goodreads links for something like this because they will include localized links where you can go and buy the books in your own country as well, rather than me just giving you UK-based links, for instance. And then finally in the description box you can find, as usual, all of my social media links and the support the channel links as well. So that's it for today anyway. Thank you very much for everybody who has subscribed, liked, watched, commented on any of my videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I hope that you all continue this journey with me as well. So thank you very much once again. I'll hopefully catch you again next time, but until then, as always, take care of yourselves, read some good books. Bye for now.